Okay, so when we're trying to export something from Blackboard to Canvas, there are some specific steps to take that will hopefully save you some grief. Um, Blackboard actually has a feature. If you go over here to Packages and Utilities and then Export Course, you can do this export package and it will create a file that will actually import into Canvas. The problem is that with the difference in the format, Canvas does not know exactly where to put everything when you just do it all as one big batch. So I highly recommend that you do not do this when trying to export into Canvas. Now, this tool is helpful if you just want to create a backup of your course. You can do this export package and it will create one of these files and you can click on it and download it and save it, and it's just a good backup of your Blackboard course. If you intend to import into Canvas, you need to be more selective in the items that you export from Blackboard, and most of the time people are particularly interested in getting their quizzes and things out of Blackboard. So we will do that. We'll do that right now, but the same process pretty well applies for whatever you're trying to get out. So we will go, I think it's in Course Tools, and then down here to Tests, Surveys, and Pools. And then you can go to Tests. Now I have determined that it is much easier to go ahead and create your tests or your pools in Blackboard, and then once you have your test, and these are all quizzes that came with my book that I'm not necessarily interested in. I'm going to go over to the end of this list, and here are the quizzes that I actually use, and I made these specifically for this course. And so each one has this little drop down over here to the right, and I can do this export option. Now, depending on the size of the test and what is involved with the test, this particular step right here can take a few minutes, and we see that it says it's waiting on the page to respond. And so again, this can take a couple minutes. Do not give up on Blackboard. It will eventually prompt you to download that export file. Okay, so it has just popped up this prompt to download the file. I got distracted and was working on something else while that went. It probably took that about 5 minutes to go, and that's just for a 50-question test or so. So I'm going to save that on my desktop, and it was right here. So now on my desktop I have the export file for that quiz, and while I'm here I can go ahead and do the others if I want to. But you have to do these singly, and it will take a few minutes for each one. So be patient, and as you download those files, put them somewhere where you can keep them organized and name them appropriately so you can find them in the next step. And the next step is over in Canvas. In Canvas, you would find your course and then do the settings option, which is in the bottom left, and then you want to import content into this course, and you have content from another system, so you would choose that, and then it was from Blackboard, and then you would browse, and there's my test export file, and none of this applies, so we would hit import. And this step can take a few minutes. Canvas, unlike Blackboard, allows you to navigate away from this screen as it's doing its thing. So we could go to a different page and sort of work on something else while this is working, and Canvas will send me an email when it is complete. Okay, so I just got this email from Canvas. It says my content is ready to be imported, so I can click that link and it will do its thing. This might take a couple of seconds, but you should eventually see a list of all of the items that were included in that content package, and we know that that package only included our test, and so we're going to assume that we need all of these. We don't necessarily know what all of them are, but we will trust the process here and click on import. And this is another step that can take a few minutes, but thankfully Canvas allows us to navigate away from the screen while it's doing its thing. Okay, so that process finished evidently and left me with an email, and I can click on the email or the link in the email, and it just goes to my course because there's nothing else to do. And if I go over here to quizzes, I should see in my unpublished quizzes, here is the one that I copied over from that other, and evidently there were no questions in that particular quiz. But that's the idea. Now I can take this quiz and edit it, and add due dates, and even add questions and point values and all of that sort of stuff if I need to. But that, from my experience, is the most efficient way to get quizzes over from Blackboard to Canvas with the least number of problems. So give that a try and let me know how it works. Thanks.